Hello, welcome to Cadence Center. It's time for another This Week in Sports. Today is a free agency special, and boy, this free agency was something else. With 40% of the league being a free agent, a lot has gone down, a lot of Woj bombs have been dropped, so let's get right into it. With the first bomb we had of all free agency, that Khris Middleton will be returning to the Milwaukee Bucks. This was very key for the Bucks to get him back. Obviously, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the MVP, he needs shooters around him. And Khris Middleton is that perfect guy. It's what the Bucks need, and they did a great job re-signing him. As we move on to an even bigger bomb that happened 20 minutes into free agency, we have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Jordan headed not to the Knicks, to the Brooklyn Nets. This automatically makes the Nets a contender for the 2021 season when Kevin Durant's back. And Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant is something I really want to see. Obviously, DeAndre Jordan isn't what he used to be for the Clippers, but he's definitely a dominant force and a solid starting center in today's league. I can't wait to see the Nets in a couple of years, see if they can win a title, and that team will be really fun to watch. As we move on to one of the more surprising moves, so after Kevin Durant moved on and went to the Nets, the Warriors decided to keep as many All-Stars, and they picked up D'Angelo Russell. And this was kind of shocking for me because D'Angelo Russell, very ball dominant, isn't the type of guy you'd see working with Steph Curry. But I guess the Warriors see something in him that he could work with Curry. Obviously, Clay will be out for most of the next season. If they make the playoffs, maybe he will come back. And when he comes back, then you're running three guards, your starting lineup. I know it's positionless basketball, but that is a very small lineup for small ball. But it'll be interesting. I personally love D'Angelo Russell. I hope the Lakers would have signed him. It just didn't work out. But I wish him the best of luck in Golden State. As we move on to the Miami Heat, they signed Jimmy Butler. Now, this is a big move. So, obviously, Dwayne Wade's retiring. It's kind of a pass the torch moment for Dwayne Wade to Jimmy Butler. I feel like Jimmy definitely makes his team automatically a playoff team in the East, probably somewhere from the 5 through 7 range. Obviously, they made a couple of trades we'll talk about later. But Jimmy Butler in Miami jersey looks pretty nice, and he should help this team a lot. As we move on, the Philadelphia 76ers, despite losing Jimmy Butler, got another star in Al Horford. And this team, the Sixers team, is going to be ridiculous defensively, with Horford and Embiid. Then you have point guard and Ben Simmons. They're ridiculous. I definitely see the Sixers possibly this upcoming year definitely making it to these conference finals. Maybe the finals. It's a great pickup, and that team is really stacked. They're definitely closest to a super team that we have now. As we move on, the Knicks did sign someone. It's not Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, they didn't draft Zion, but they got Julius Randle. Julius Randle played great in New Orleans after leaving the Lakers. I'm personally very happy for him. I'm glad he's improving. The Knicks, they did pick up some other pieces. Maybe they can try to sneak into that 8 seed, because that 8 seed is always like a 38, 39 win team that just sneaks in. So it'll be interesting to see, but Julius Randle will probably be the first scoring option there, so hopefully he continue to excel and up his game. As we move on to the Golden State Warriors, just changed everything as they traded Andre Iguodala to the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, Andre hit so many clutch shots for the Warriors, won the 2015 NBA Finals MVP, so a lot of Warriors fans are sad to see him go. But the Grizzlies did get a lot of picks out of this. So, yeah, picks are actually being thrown around a lot here. 2024, 2025, 2026. And I find this just so funny because these 2026, these are people who are in like 6th and 7th grade right now. It's kind of crazy to think all the way down these trades will finally be filled out with people my age or younger. As we move on to Patrick Beverley, one of the most loyal guys out there, one of the most annoying pesky defenders. He has re-signed to Los Angeles Clippers, who obviously got Kawhi Leonard, which we'll talk about more in detail later. He's a great pickup. He's your perfect, defensive guy that is so crucial in the NBA. And it's good to see a loyal guy like him continue to succeed, no matter how annoying he is to his opponents. As we move on to another big Miami Heat transaction, they traded Hassan Whiteside to Portland for Mo Harkness and Myers Leonard. Obviously, Whiteside, with that ridiculously large contract that they just needed to get rid of, he will join Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum in Portland, which would be interesting to see. Maybe they can develop a big three there. For the Heat, picking up more Mo Harkless, Myers Leonard, You know, they're solid players who have their moments, and it's a great pickup for the Heat to put alongside Jimmy Butler, and once again puts them in that 5 to 8 seed contention spot. As we have the bomb that we were all waiting for, it took 6 days of free agency for this man to decide who he's going to sign with, and he signed with the Clippers. His name is Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, as a Laker fan, I would love to see LeBron, AD, Kyle Kuzma, and Kawhi Leonard all come together, but I understand maybe why he would want to go to the Clippers. Obviously, he is from San Diego, went to San Diego State, so he's a Cali guy, so I expect him to go to Cali and leave Toronto. But it was a big pickup for the Clippers, and it automatically put them probably favorites next to the Lakers. And I would love to see a Laker-Clipper playoff series, like just in the Staples Center. The Battle of LA is definitely on, but there's more. The Clippers traded for Paul George. And I just have to say right now, I'm sorry, Thunder fans. These couple of years have been just down for you. You blew 3-1 leads to the Warriors West Conference Finals. You lost Kevin Durant. You signed Paul George, but he went on the first round twice in a row. Melo didn't work out, and now PG is gone. That's sometimes how it works. But I mean, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard will definitely be an interesting duo, and the Clippers, like the Sixers, will also be a very defensive dominant team. So when you go up against super offensive stacked teams like the Lakers or the Nets down the road, they will be able to stop them. And the Clippers definitely, maybe instead of Lob City, it's going to be Lock City now. It'll be interesting to see how they dwell. As we move on to some of my Lakers signings, so obviously the Lakers, without getting Kawhi, they had a lot of money to go around. So they first picked up Quinn Cook from the Warriors, a solid shooter, 40%, which is what they need. They then went out and re-signed JaVale McGee, solid center. They then re-signed KCP, who, as a Laker fan, I'm sure many other Laker fans think maybe he wasn't the best to re-sign, but we did lose a lot of free agents like Seth Curry, who are good shooters, waiting around for Kawhi to make his decision. So we had to settle for him. And we got another champion in Danny Green. 2 years, $30 million. Maybe a little bit overpaid, but he's a good pickup, and I love seeing him play in Toronto. He's a perfect 3-and-D guy that can go around LeBron and Anthony Davis. But this one I'm really excited for. The Lakers were also able to sign DeMarcus Cousins. Now, obviously, with the quad injury, DeMarcus isn't Sacramento King or even New Orleans Pelicans DeMarcus. But you can tell just by the interviews that have been going around, he is motivated. He is ready to play 82 games, not get hurt, be dominant. And if he returns to even a little bit of Sacramento or New Orleans Pelican boogie, don't be surprised if, he turns out to just help the Lakers and push them that extra way into the finals. I can't wait to see him play in the purple and gold, and I hope he succeeds for us. As we move on to the final bomb, it just happened about 20 minutes ago. Russell Westbrook to the Rockets to reunite with James Harden, and Chris Paul goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder core is all gone. They're all gone. I can't wait to see Westbrook and Harden reunited. I'm just questioning how they can play well together because Russell Westbrook's obviously very ball dominant. We've seen that. Those running pick and roll. But James Harden is an ISO guy. Those are two very, very ball dominant guys. And, maybe there'll be some beef in the locker room. They'll have to figure out who's taking that last shot. Who's taking more shots, who's doing what they need. And it'll be interesting. I don't see the Rockets still going anywhere up in contention. I think they'll still be, in the West, in the hunt, in the middle of the hunt. And, as for the Thunder, they got more picks. They've got 8 picks since draft night. So, in 10 years, this team could be really good with a lot of young, future studs. So, for the Thunder, if I'm a Thunder fan, I'd be happy. I'll be really happy in 10 years if I'm a Thunder fan because I get to wait and see all these young guys. If I'm a Houston Rocket fan, I'm kind of excited because the biggest what if probably maybe in NBA history is what if James Harden saved Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. So we get 2/3 of that, and it'll be interesting to see how they work together. But anyway, that is it. This free agency was madness. I love seeing all the deals being made and what teams decided to do. Thank you for watching.